Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the For Real podcast. We have royalty in the building tonight. We have Suzanne. You know her from Pet Skin Academy. You know her from Yves Saint Bernard, USA. She's a world-renowned speaker, educator, dog groomer extraordinaire. And of course, of the same ilk, we have Kayla, we have Sommer as always, and we are fresh off of the heels of the PCA National Specialty. All three of you lovely ladies attended the event. You were part of the event. Now, ladies, first and foremost, welcome to episode 4. Suzanne, our guest of honor, welcome to the show. What was your why for wanting to attend PCA this year specifically? I know you all had a little bit of a different agenda, and there's a different road to get there. So, Suzanne, we'll start with you. Are you glad that you went? What was your reason for wanting to go this year and working another event into your already very busy schedule?
So I haven't been going to PCA very long. I've only been a couple times, thanks to Kayla. She invited me one year and convinced me I needed to go, that it was amazing. And she was right. It is like nothing I've ever been to. I've been to Westminster, and it has a little bit of that vibe going on, where there's the buzz that's created, and the excitement, because everybody that goes there, plans this all year long. It's like the trip to Mecca, and it's all things poodle, right? This last year, I lost my best boy, and that was pretty tough, but I'm getting to the point where I think I'm ready to start looking around and seeing maybe there might be a room for another poodle boy in my life. And, I couldn't think of a better place to go and look around and see what's out there, and, maybe find a breeder that I want to work with. And there's lots of beautiful dogs. I mean, too many to look at and even consider. And, but lots of beautiful dogs, males and females, all ages, puppies, adults, seniors, which, like, gosh, I wish I could adopt a senior. I wouldn't mind doing that. But so that was really my reason for my major reason for going. I love going because we all stay in the same house, and we kind of hang out, and we sit at night afterwards and talk about like all of the cool dogs we saw that day, or like, wow, did you see this dog, or this puppy is really pretty. I mean, Kayla, her boy had a couple of his offspring there, which was so exciting. And Summer showed as well some of her dog and helped a lot of people. They both did. And it was just exciting to watch everybody in action. And the cool thing is, what I love most about this is everybody's there for the dogs. Everybody cares so much about their dogs. It's so good to see. It's nice. I mean, I watched Kayla go and help people do a haircut. And this isn't just 5 minutes. This is an hour at a time, at least, some 2 hours. And she gives that time to them. And then same with Summer. Summer was running, changing her clothes 1 minute and running in the ring the next. And somebody said, come help hold this dog or do this. Can you help me with that? And, I mean, they're helping all kinds of people. Some they didn't know, some they did, some they got to know this weekend, which I was really excited about. And so, I mean, it's just a camaraderie. It's just the feels. It's so good. And our industry, you can never have too much of that. I mean, we need as much of that as we can get. And I think it was pretty amazing. But at the end of the day, I was there to look for a puppy or a potential breeder that I wanted to maybe put a reservation on a puppy. So, and I didn't actually sit down and talk to anybody, but I looked at a lot of dogs and got some ideas, and I'm thinking about some things, and I know that the puppy will find me. When it's meant to be, it'll happen. But that was the main reason I went. And we took Chris with us, a friend of mine and a friend of theirs now. And she's always a laugh. And she's so sweet. She helped us um, pick up stuff, clean stuff, get food, you name it, But yeah, so that's the reason I went. I just went to support these guys and enjoy the time there and admire poodles and admire breeders and all kinds of stuff like that. So I feel pretty lucky to be able to do that. Thanks to Kayla, because she's the one who actually lets us, come and stay with her.
And Suzanne, you also pulled some double duty because you and I had talked before the show, and you kind of spearheaded the production side of it, getting some on-site, on-location footage with Kayla, with Sommer, with some other members of the Pet Skin Academy ISB family. And we are going to reveal that footage within this episode, let people take a look inside for those who weren't able to attend this year. Very excited to see that, sort of get the vibe, get the ambiance of what it was really like to be there. So we're really looking forward to that. As if you needed more things to do, during your time on the road. That goes for all three of you, but we're very excited to see that and kind of take a look inside the PCA. So we thank you for spearheading that initiative as well. So can't wait to see that.
It was my pleasure. It was fun. It was actually I really enjoyed it. And everybody had great answers to all my questions. So yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy it. I think you're going to get to really see why they're there and why we all do what we do. We're all passionate. It all comes from a passion, because it's hard work. It is hard work. I mean, when you see all those dogs and all that hair, that doesn't just happen. There is day in and day out work that goes behind it. And I think we're going to be able to show you exactly some things that happen to make that happen. So I'm excited for you guys to see that episode.
All right, Sommer, Suzanne alluded to it a little bit earlier. She said you went to the PCA that you were showing there. So what was your why? What was your reason for wanting to attend specifically this year? What was the road like to get there for you, Sommer?
My miniature poodle puppy, I decided to show in best of breed. So that's why I went there. I went for his breeder to see him and other spectators to see him because eventually they might want to breed to him. So that's my why.
That's one of the reasons people do go, is to look for a potential stud dog, right? For their female, or who they would like a puppy out of.
So for my clarity, when you show at something like the PCA, it's dramatically different than when you're actually in a competition ring. Are there similarities? Do you prepare for it the same way? Or what was that actually like for you to go there knowing what the agenda was?
I mean, it's very different. For like a competition, they're judging your groom. At a dog show or at the national specialty, you're looking at your foundation stock, and it is all for preserving the breed. So there are only so many ribbons that they can hand out, but you have hundreds of people around the rings watching the dog. So that's what I went to go do. It wasn't to get a ribbon. It was for people to see, little baby Dean.
That's a great perspective too.
Yeah. It's live streamed to the world. Everyone can tune in.
Yeah.
Well, and his breeder hadn't seen him since he was 10 weeks old last year at PCA. So his breeder is from Italy. So he came and got to see him as well as he showed some of his own dogs. So
that's cool. That's really cool.
And last but not least, usually first, Kayla, what was your why for wanting to attend PCA this year? And what was the experience like? What was the road to get there for you?
So I've been going to PCA. This was my sixth one. I've gone almost every year except for the COVID year. But I go because it's just, I don't know. It's like the culmination of everything that we do. Kind of the annual pilgrimage to kind of see every breeder, friends you've made, handlers you've made, other owner handlers. There's some breeders that will go that have been breeding for 60 years and can tell you stories about, when they started and how they made their kennel names. And they'll say, oh, the dog that won in this ring is down from my, champion, who knows what, but they're like, I bred that dog in the 40s, and you're just like mind blown. And it's just there's seminars. There's just so much knowledge and experience, but it's the feeling. Like you can research, you can watch videos, but when you're there, you're with just generations of just awesome breed preservation, and we all love the breed. So I go as well because I show my dogs. I was very fortunate that my first poodle, Aria, came from Penny Harney. She's Pinafore Poodles. She has been breeding since, I believe, the 60s. I'm like, I want to say 1962. I might have that year wrong. If I do, I apologize. But Aria came from her last silver litter, and she gave me the pick of that litter. And there's kind of this little piece of me that wants to continue what she built. So what was really exciting this year, Arya got to show again in Parade of Champions, and which is basically finished dogs can come back, and she's 9 years old, and it was like she had never left that ring. And I had Gavin with me, who is retired, but again, I went because I had a couple mentors there myself. We set his new trim, and I wanted to challenge myself. And what better way to start to learn a new poodle trim than literally at the mecca of poodles where you have everyone. And I had Pina that would kind of under supervision and would tweak a few things. And it was really cool because like she's trimming on my dog. And first it was me and like Summer. And then all of a sudden there's like five other people all gathered around, and we're all
It was
taking
very cool.
bits. It is so much knowledge to learn there. And sometimes you don't really realize how much you're taking in almost till the ride home. And you really just reflect on it all. But something that was really cool this year was actually Gavin had two of his puppies show. And, I'm thinking back to the puppy I brought home for Penny, and now this is something that I produced for her that now he has produced for someone else. And they looked stunning in the ring. And it was cool to have so many coming up to me saying, we realized like Gavin's a sire, he's producing beautiful dogs. And when you're talking about breed preservation and trying to be part of the history of the breed, it really meant a lot to see them do well and everyone be happy and they're healthy. And um, and also I went because Willow, who is here bopping around, trying to get the rest of my dinner that's to my right, she actually showed an open bitches, which I've never been in that class. I had no expectation going in, but she just showed so beautifully, and I was very proud of her. But when you go to PCA, you don't necessarily go to win. Winning is great. I'm never going to say winning is not awesome and fun, but you're really going to show what you have, and to show to what's outside of the ring and network with everyone. And it's almost like the big family reunion. And I know when I started, I didn't know anyone, and now what's really become cool is there's people that know me by name, and I don't even know who half the people are. They even tell me their kennel name, or I own this dog, and then I go, okay, I got it. Um, it's fun, and I this year especially, I felt just very when we left, I felt very fulfilled. I felt very much like I'm part of this, and it's just fun. And I got to watch the specials day, which is the last day with all the finished champions that I've been in the ring every time in that ring. And it was kind of cool to sit there and go, I'm going to do the judging from ringside myself. Like, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
But we just drove home 18 hours, and I'm still riding on like just from all the feelings you get being there. There's something very magical, when you see the rings get decorated like a park. They bring flowers in, they bring turf in, and they just bring everything alive. And it's just, and then and as they show on the final day, they bring all the dogs in for a group photo, for each variety. And like the toys do it, the minis do it, the standards do it. And you sit there and you just are looking at like 100 dogs, like perfectly groomed, conditioned. And, the hours of just the maintenance, the training, the feeding, the traveling, the planning of just breedings the plans for some of those dogs started decades ago. So it's
Yeah.
just it's hard to put into
Generation.
words what you're looking at. It's very moving. It's very emotional. And I cry at the drop of a hat. I tear up every time I see it. And it was really cool to be on the outside on Friday and get to watch and just run around like an idiot. Because you don't want to miss anything. And there's a
Yeah.
lot going on. But I
And
guess that's my
I will
why.
say, I will say that's probably one of my favorite moments from this weekend is watching them all those dogs and all that hair and those big continentals come walking in the ring. It's like a rush of
Oh, it's so
emotion.
cool. It's so
And like
cool.
when I'm talking right now, the goosebumps are coming out on the back of my neck, down my arms and legs. And they did the same thing to everybody I was sitting by because I looked over just to see if it was just me. And everybody I was sitting next to had goosebumps on their arms. Like it's like nothing else. Like, it's I don't know. I mean, I would imagine it's like when heaven opens up and you see everybody, for the first time again that you haven't seen in a long time. For me, I get super emotional too. Just, I know how much work that took. That's generations. And wow, and they stand there so beautifully next to each other. And these dogs, a lot of them they've never seen before, and they're literally touching because there's so many dogs in the ring. There's so many. They're touching each other shoulder to shoulder. So it's hair, 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 hair all the way across the ring. And it's a football field. It's a football field full. It's just it's a crazy when you see the videos and the pictures, that's why everybody needs to go to this. They need to walk through the door and sit down and go to this if they love dogs at all.
You gotta
Even if
feel
they
that
don't have a
energy.
poodle, they should go
It's
just to see
an
it.
electric like
It is.
atmosphere.
It is.
You can't feel that. Yeah, everything's beautiful when you see it online or in a picture, but there's just this atmosphere. Like it's awesome. It's like the best
Yeah.
feeling, and I don't
It,
know where else to get that. Like,
no, it's not like any other dog show either. I mean, I've been to plenty of dog shows in my years, thousands, and including Westminster, and it's not like Westminster. It's Westminster's cool, but it's not like that. I mean, you see a few of the poodles, you see a few of them. When you see over 100 poodles in a ring or close to 100 poodles, it's just it's amazing. It's
in
amazing.
top condition too. Top
In
perfect
top
condition.
tier condition. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's phenomenal. It's one of those bucket list things. It's definitely a bucket list thing.
Well, even if you don't have you don't have your own dog to show, and you're like, okay, well, I'm interested in the grooming aspect of all this. I have learned so much this weekend from just holding the dogs for Pina, like holding the heads for Pina so she could trim them and just listening to her reasoning behind, oh, why am I putting it this way? She set some trims for some people and they only got half a dog trim because she trimmed half of it and they're doing the rest, you know, and
Well, that's a good way to learn.
you go up to the ring and you get to listen to these from a competition aspect, these judges that we have and we always look up to, you get to sit there and you can be like, okay, what do you think of this dog? And you get to talk structure. You get to say, oh, okay, this dog's moving this way. Would you change that haircut? Like, would you change that haircut? Or is there a reason why they have it like that? You start
Yeah.
understanding why hair is where it is and why you might think it needs to be differently, but then you go watch that dog move and you're like, huh, I see why. So even presenting your dog, watching these people present their dogs and stacking them and handling them, it's all aspects that we can use in competitions as well.
Oh, for
So
sure. For sure.
it's amazing to watch
And
your idols.
and that's something you're not going to get in a class. Like you're not going to get that, all of those experiences that you got this weekend, Summer, in one class, for an hour or whatever. You were like all over the place and different groomers from, like Pina and others. come and they're working on dog after dog after dog after dog after dog, all different, they all have different needs. And so, yeah, it's amazing. I was standing there, eavesdropping on some of your haircuts that she was doing, and it was cool. And same with Kayla, and even yours. I mean, it was just amazing to watch. And everybody's got their own way of doing things.
So
Well,
my,
and then we
go
we
go
were
ahead.
even able to help out a person showing who their dog was going through coat change and literally matted between
Yeah,
the time they left home to when they got there.
yeah,
And so it was like, what do we have? All right, we have this. Do you have this? Okay.
yep,
And we worked with one of our other ambassadors to help this other, exhibitor.
yep.
So it was fun being able to bring some of our knowledge into dog shows.
I had almost forgot about that completely. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, there was how
Yeah.
many of us working on this little toy?
It was, yeah, the mini. Yep.
Yeah, or it was red, it was a mini.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
you know,
Summer came
she-
over and goes, Kayla, Kayla. I was like, what's wrong? It's like, you
yeah,
don't even
come
want.
on over. Yeah, it's teamwork when that kind of thing happens. It takes a village. And that's what happens there. It was really heartwarming though to see everybody try to help. It really was. That's what it's all about. Nobody's perfect. Things happen. People are human.
So before we get into the on-location footage, and again, and Kayla and Summer, thank you for participating in that. I know it's a busy weekend. I can only imagine it's a whirlwind, and Suzanne kind of spearheading the charge there on that. But you two always participating in that, being ready, willing, and able to pivot. We appreciate you being a part of that. That's always the key word. I did want to ask all three of you, and you've kind of already alluded to it, but for especially our audience that is aspiring to be where all three of you are, who are aspiring to enter this wonderful world of the grooming industry. And we know that PCA is not necessarily geared towards the groomers like a Groom Expo would be, and you touched on that. But would all three of you, Suzanne, we'll start with you, would you still recommend as a must visit the PCA show for a novice groomer or even someone who's been in the industry for a while and may have a thing or two to learn, just for the experience, or there's still things to take away should you aspire to be in that world?
Absolutely. I 100%. You will be a better person, a better professional for it. It should, honestly, I feel like our grooming schools should take their students to things like this. I feel like they would learn so much more the details, like why you're doing what we're doing, why we're placing the lines where we're placing them. This is what it looks like when you do it correctly. I think it's beneficial, whether you've been grooming 6 months or 40 years. I think everybody should go. I also think it's a place to see how haircuts and trends evolve, right? Because you're going to see it there. Like when things start to change, the dogs in the show ring now do not look like the dogs looked when I was first coming in. They've changed the styles, right? The styles have changed. So, sometimes it's a softer look, sometimes it's a more harsh look, sometimes it's more round, things like that. It just changes. It's so interesting to see, it always interests me because I'm like, okay, who changed it? Like who started the first change, and then it started evolving into this haircut, you know? So, I mean, I love looking at the really old magazines, right, with the poodles in them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And then look at them now. It's like, holy cow. How did we get here? So absolutely. I don't care if you are just a poodle lover, or you're a poodle groomer, or you don't groom poodles at all. You'll learn something.
Summer, do you echo the sentiments of Suzanne?
Yes. So PCA individually, yes. I mean, it's a great learning experience, but you can also get these learning experiences, words, as well from some of the other national specialties. So
Mhm.
you're like, oh, poodles aren't my thing. Okay, that's fine. The Bichon National. You get to meet breeders, you get to meet all these different, make all these different connections that you're like, oh, I don't need that now, but maybe down the line I want a Bichon, or I want an English Cocker or something like that.
Yep.
You can also, you're a pet groomer and you're like, oh, this weird thing came up with this dog and I don't know, is this like a breed thing? You can contact those breeders that you have already made those connections with. So I feel like as much as people don't think that these national specialties are about making those connections and networking, that is all it's about. You're the reason I have my connections is because I was in the dog show world and I went and talked to those breeders.
Yep.
And now it's like, Summer, I need this. Okay. Summer, I need that. Okay. And like I can be getting pulled in from 5 different people who they just know me from what I've done before. But
Mhm.
all this does benefit a pet groomer, even if they're not doing all the fancy haircuts. You utilize all of this.
Yep.
Any bit of knowledge you
Agree.
can learn from these people is amazing. Kayla.
I'm getting beaten by a third poodle. So I'm gonna take one other step back and not even just say novice groomers and things like that. But a lot of these specialties have judges education. A
Yes.
lot PCA actually this year had a handling class that anybody could have gone into. There's also juniors. And so I'm even thinking, if you wanted to learn a little bit about, if you're a competition groomer, if you're a pet groomer and you're reading these, we put this line here and this line here. And when you go to these shows, you see the why behind those structural pieces.
Mhm.
So it's seeing almost like the form follows function and why we're doing the trim in general, but also how to present your dog, not just in a show ring, but on a table, in a grooming table. And there's so much to learn that I think any level of a person is going to take something.
Mhm.
But and I think of maybe a competition groomer that's coming to the end of when they're going to compete and going, well, maybe I'll get into judging. Go to these specialties, go to the judges ed and learn about the breeds and the trims and the history behind them because you're going to judge that in a ring better when it comes to just the grooming. Uh, and I can't really think of a reason why you wouldn't go.
Mhm.
And the other piece too is you want to see what a dog is supposed to structurally look like. You want to network with breeders. So maybe someday you say, I really want to get a mini poodle. And you can find so many handlers, breeders, owners there and start making those connections. So someday when you are ready for that puppy, you're going to get a well ethically bred, structurally sound, and healthy dog to then take into a grooming contest or even if you don't want to compete, but you want a nice healthy pet for home that maybe you do fast cat sports and fun things, you're going to go to PC and understand what they should look like. So you don't just go on a Craigslist and go puppies and find out your dog has hip dysplasia and you really can't do much with it. I'm kind of, going off a little bit, but I've been trying to think of a reason you wouldn't go and I really can't find one. Oh. So yes, novice, anybody, experienced, anybody, up and coming, go.
As a novice at best or a layman, I think the only argument to be made to not attend, and this could go for any trade show, and we've talked about this on previous episodes, but you mentioned an 18-hour drive home. But I can see Kayla and all of you really are still like glowing from the fact that you went. So, there's always an argument to be made, and we're just, we're for real on this show. There's obviously there's costs and there's time and there's travel and there's energy and effort, but
Yeah.
once again, Suzanne, I know that you know a great man who echoes this sentiment all the time. If you're not going to invest in yourself and you're not going to put forth the effort and make the trips necessary and quite frankly, make networks and make inroads while you're there as well, and see what others in the industry are doing and people that are thriving and animals that are benefiting. If you're not willing to, do that hard work and put in the legwork, quite literally, you're really not investing fully in yourself. I think that's probably fair to say. So I can see from all three of you that it's obviously worth whatever distance you have to go. And plus, you only live once. Like, let's have some fun on the road. And I'm sure
You only live once, you're right. And if you're passionate about something, it's never work. It's never work. There may be days that are harder than others, but it's really like, it's a passion and a love, honestly. And because this is a hard job. This is a very hard job physically. You have to be a bit, when you own your own business, you got to be a business owner. You got to be an employee. You have to make sure that you're balancing, inventory, because you can't run out of things, I mean, you got to juggle a lot of balls, right? And then we have private lives, that don't involve dogs some days. So you got to balance it, but it's
definitely, it doesn't include dogs.
Well, not necessarily dog shows, I should say.
Horses.
Yeah, right.
Other animal.
Dancing, horses, traveling, things like that. Yeah. But I think that, I think that most everybody that sticks it out and is kind of like Sommer and Kayla, they're passionate. They love it. And they love the people that love it. And so we all have a common ground. I started in the dog show world before I learned how to groom. So, and so, I like Sommer, had that experience. So I came in with, I know what angles are and all of that kind of thing, and how to get those. But, still, I mean, it didn't matter what I did as long as I did it with dogs or animals. So, yeah, I think passion runs deep in our industry. That's definitely a commonality.
No question. And it permeates and radiates off all three of you. And we greatly appreciate you obtaining the exclusive footage that we're about to see on location at the PCA National Specialty. Very excited to see it. Suzanne, you have to come back on the show and you have to let us pick your brain and experience your infinite wisdom again. And if you want to bring your husband, bring him too, or we'll get him separately. But and we certainly hope that you find the poodle that you were destined to have. No question. And we know that you will. And that poodle will hit the lottery too when they get to live with you and Dr. Favor.
Absolutely. And when I get him, I will absolutely make an announcement, and that puppy will be on the podcast. Because everybody sitting here will have something to do with it, I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
It's a group effort at this point.
It takes a village to raise a poodle.
It does. It does. Absolutely does.
They are not a wash and wear, and they demand you. Like the one beating me up this entire. She's still right there.
I know. I see her nose.
Mine are so tuckered out that I am surprised they aren't barking.
This one is not.
My guys are staring at me because it's time to eat. So my corgi's over here like,
are you?
Did I hear you say something?
Well,
did you finally notice the TV? It's a computer. She watches TV.
So, Jordan, one of the fun things about some of our national specialties, like PCA, the Bichon Club of America, the American Cocker Spaniel Club of America, these shows are now doing competitions with their national specialties. So it's really fun to be judged by judges that we don't normally see that are specifically in the breeds. So where, we might change things for a grooming competition for whatever reason. Now we're going back to these national specialty clubs and competing there under breeder judges that are bringing us back to what we're not supposed to be doing, but the ideal way of making those breeds look, where, we might have a little bit of
Historically.
we might have a little bit of a twist on it, for whatever reason, but you're getting those judges that we would never see in a competition. So it's really cool to get back to that as well.
That is cool. That's very cool. That's a great
Back
point,
to the breed
actually.
standard.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, ladies, as always, thank you. We're about to take a look inside the PCA National Specialty with footage curated and produced by, well, quite frankly, all three of you and some other familiar faces from the Yves Saint Bernard USA and Pet Skin Academy family. Can't thank all of you ladies enough for doing that and taking on that endeavor and wearing all the hats that you do and bringing this episode to life. I'm looking forward to the footage myself. I obviously didn't get to go, and I wouldn't even know what I was looking at, but I know I'd be awed by the spectacle. So can't wait to see it. Thank you for doing it. And Suzanne, please do come back early and often. We love having you.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next year at PCA, Jordan.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. I'm totally down. let's have a look.
Hey everybody, we're here at PCA, and for those of you that don't know what PCA is, it's
the Poodle Club of America.
And we thought we would do a little bit of an informational thing for anybody who's curious about what is Poodle Club of America. Kayla, how about you start us out and tell us, what is Poodle Club of America? What is it all about?
So, Poodle Club of America is our parent club's national specialty. It is in Missouri. I should
Is that
say
Gray Summit?
Gray Summit. I couldn't remember the town. I was going, what town are we in?
Yeah.
And it's at the
Beautiful.
Purina Center.
It's absolutely beautiful out there.
Purina Farms.
Purina Farms.
Yeah.
And once a year, we make our annual pilgrimage to show all the classes of poodles and all the varieties, and some other extracurricular activities. There's agility, rally, obedience, fast cat.
There's a grooming contest.
There's a grooming contest.
Yeah, and it's so is the grooming contest open to anybody?
Anybody.
Can anybody go? Do you have to be pre-qualified to go?
No.
It's a
What do you do?
fundraiser for the club, so anybody can enter, and there is an amateur division and a professional. So if you're not a handler or get paid to show, or if you compete on groom team, or if you do the big thing, sanctioned grooming shows, you have to be a professional, but anybody else can be an amateur. There are first timers up to owner handlers just starting to learn how to groom, and you can do any haircut, pretty much.
And the fun part about this competition is you have longer.
Extra time.
You have extra time. So you're
And fantastic prizes.
Ooh, really? Awesome.
Goodie bags.
Yeah.
so like your pet trims got an extra 15 minutes from the normal times.
And your spray ups get extra time. And you can pre-shave your face, feet, and tail, which you cannot do in a regular contest. You usually can only do your feet and
And
your sanitary.
can you do any size poodle?
Yes.
And
Unlimited
it's
standard.
only poodles,
You can even do oversized poodle. You can do a toy, an oversized toy. You can
but it's got to be purebred.
gotta be a purebred
Yes.
poodle. It can be party. Cannot be Merle.
Okay, that's fair. It's good
But
to
any
know.
poodle.
Yeah, absolutely. So, did you guys compete in?
Not this year.
Not
I
this
did.
year.
You did. You did.
What did you do?
I did a miniature poodle and a German trim. It was very overgrown. I did like an extreme makeover kind of thing.
Awesome.
We didn't place, but we had a good experience.
That's great. That's
You
great.
look really pretty.
Yeah. Did you compete in it?
I did not because I wanted to work on my trim for my dog when he was showing.
Awesome. For the main show.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
For Best of Breed for PCA.
So then after the grooming competition, that's day one,
Yes.
right? Okay.
And while they were doing that, I was doing agility in here. There's also the color matches going on, all on day one.
What's a color match?
So the color match is, there is a red match, which has reds, apricots. Then there is a brown match, which is brown, cafes. And there's a blue-silver match, which is blues, silvers. And I believe silver beige is now put into the silver match. And they're not sanctioned. You can enter so long as your dog is not finished. And they basically run it like a B match. So it doesn't really count for points or anything, but fun prizes, and you get to see people and see,
That's cool.
An extra experience
Yep.
for your dog to get into the ring.
And did
before they go
you
into the big ring.
participate in that?
Lash.
In the color match?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't have any dogs that are
Ready?
the right colors for it.
So there's no black or white.
I did show her dog in it last year.
Okay.
It's for the,
Off color.
I don't want to
The
call them
other
off colors, but the
No,
more
other
uncommon,
colors.
the other colors.
Yeah, the other colors. So
It's
that's cool.
solid colors.
Yeah, that's
The
cool.
non-traditional.
Right.
But
That's a
it's
good
fun
one.
to get them, and they actually do include 4 to 6 even in there. So instead of having B pup, the 4 to 6 month actually compete with everybody.
How fun.
Just fun.
That's great.
And then that's day 1.
That's just day one. And then what's the next day?
Grooming setup.
So
The gauntlet run.
so
6 a.m.
everybody
waiting
comes
in
into
line.
the building, gets their RV spaces. Is that
No,
what it
grooming.
is? Or
So prior to coming to PCA, when you put your entry in, you actually fill out a grooming request form that you mail in, snail mail. They then, about a week before PCA, will either email you or they post it on somewhere. This year it was Facebook, a number. And on that number is basically everyone shows up at 6 a.m. on Tuesday with their dolly and a table or something. And they get to then go in by number. They do 10 at a time. And you run in, you drop into a square that has been pre-taped off that you choose, and then you leave.
and then that space is
Your
your
grooming
space
space.
for the whole PCA.
Yep.
Cool.
And then after that, they do obedience, rally. And I feel like I'm forgetting something else that happens Tuesday. There's Fast Cat.
Basket.
Fast Cat's actually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but that was the other thing I was thinking.
Okay. Cool. So then what?
Well, also on Tuesday night, didn't they do the potluck?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, there is a potluck that they do every year.
So there's something going
Something
on all
going
the
on.
time, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then what you can't see, because you can see behind us, which is beautiful, right? What you can't see is there's a bunch
Do
of
a quick
vendors
360.
on the other side.
Okay.
So
they
yeah.
hire vendors.
Yeah, so there's all of these vendors on the other side. Pretty cool. Yeah, so then we're in day 3 then.
Wednesday.
So Wednesday is the beginning of the actual specialty. And all of the class dogs, so non-finished, not champions, they come Friday. All the dog show. There is also veteran sweepstakes. Or is it B pup?
There's the 4 to 6 month.
So there's B pup on Wednesday. Today was veterans. That's why I'm confused.
Yes,
There's
but
a
then
lot
you
going
had
on.
your Parade of Champions as well. Was there the
Tuesday is the parade of rescue dogs. So Tuesday they invite rescue dogs to come in and do a parade in the ring, and they get a rosette.
Only poodles.
Only
But
poodles.
rescue.
Rescue, rescue.
Yeah, very
So
cool.
Wednesday's dog day. Parade of champ title holders. Is it Tuesday? Anyway, something else. Beef pup. What else?
but when they're doing dogs, it is dogs for standards, for minis, and for toys.
Yeah.
So
And when they say dogs, they're meaning males.
Yes, the boys.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. And then, so then what?
Thursday
Okay.
is girls' day, bitch day.
So Thursday.
The only time you can say bitches, and it's
It's okay.
well, and what we forgot to talk about is Jacob actually got to compete with his
On Dog
dog
Day.
on Dog Day.
Yes.
Yay!
Got 4th place in the open dog.
Yeah.
Mr. Boy, he did
Yeah.
a beautiful job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It was a team effort to get him in the ring.
great. You did great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then Jacob actually just left his dog bathed in
Hair drying.
Yeah, and so after this, he's gonna go and
Dryer and groomer.
dryer, get her ready for tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else? What
We
else
did,
is going
did
on?
parade on that day, so Aria got to do that.
Right.
So
And
did Maddie.
so did Maddie, the one you
Yes.
groomed in the
The
grooming
dog I
contest.
groomed at the grooming contest too. Alright, champions.
It's fun. They get to any title
champion.
It's
title
really
holder.
heartwarming because the dogs that, and I'll get teary when I talk about it, but the dogs that have given everything to these guys, they work really hard and they love them, and I just love it because they get out there and they're still in the show ring. They think they're showing, and
Drag
they're
you
so
around the
proud, and they stack like probably better than they've ever stacked in their life. I just look at some of these dogs that are, even older.
There was one dog in there
and,
that was
and they're
14
so
years
happy
old.
to do it. They're so grateful.
There was a 14-year-old in the ring.
It's just
and she
a
was
wonderful
beautiful.
thing. It's so heartwarming. It's so heartwarming to see that because they're so excited. But there's a lot of these people are so passionate. It's just so cool to watch how hard they work. I mean, I watched Liz in the other room. She stood there for the last 4 days and worked on her dogs for 4 solid days.
I mean, even when
We
we're
were
talking now,
coming
there's
and
people
going,
working
yeah,
their dogs
there's
and
people
crack
running back and
warmed up.
forth, stacking. They're grooming their dogs. They're getting them ready for tomorrow, and they've been here since 6 a.m.
There's
And
one peeing on trash cans.
And not only does this show
what else
have,
is a trash can for?
I mean,
not only does this show have dogs from the U.S., this pulls in other poodles from all over the country. So this is a great time for people to shop for stud dogs, to look at
Well,
who they want to breed to.
Winter's dog was from the UK.
Yes.
So,
How cool
you
is
get
that?
to see dogs that you only see online, or
Absolutely.
in pictures,
And you get to come and you
they get to touch them.
You get to look at them, talk to their breeders, their handlers. You get to see them in person. I mean, I think it's the most amazing thing to get to see the dog or the father of your puppy, maybe your potential puppy, or the
Or
mother,
my children.
or the breeder, because for me, even as somebody who isn't going to show it anymore, but I want a beautiful dog that's healthy, and I want to have a relationship with my breeder. So it's important to me that I feel confident in that person, and you don't know that online. You don't know that over the phone.
Right.
You don't know those things, and
Well, I think you get to see how the dogs act here, how they're acting in a highly reactive environment.
yeah,
How the
absolutely.
breeder's handling them,
Yeah.
how,
Yeah, you can tell a lot
You
just
tell a
by
lot.
what's going on. And right now, there's a dog dancing around behind Chris. It's about this big.
it's doing its thing. It's doing its
super
thing.
cute.
The
So
other thing that, as groomers, is great for us to see is the people that we idolize and look up to.
Are here.
You
Some
have
of them.
Peanut, you have Aaron
Yeah.
Martin.
yep.
You have.
I got a lesson on a
Macy.
trim that's not even a show trim from Peanut.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You have so many people here that you can talk to and just.
And we
Hands
we
up.
sat down and had dinner and talked to everybody and enjoyed just good company. And you bond.
So bitch
Good
day
people.
though is tough.
Yes,
Bitch day
Bitch
is
Day was
today.
today.
Coming back
Yeah.
because it's overwhelming. Do you see it? You
It
get on.
is. There's a
Tangent.
lot going on.
So bitch day is a repeat of yesterday, but with the girls.
Yes.
Who showed
Yeah.
today?
You did.
Oh, hi. I showed Willow in the open bitch. We did not get a placement, but it is the best she's ever shown, so I am just a proud mom.
Yep.
I did get to see 2 Gavin offspring show this week. The bitch went second in the 6 to 9 class this morning, and then yesterday the puppy dog went third in the 6 to 9.
Yes.
And that's the first time something that I produced something that then was shown at PCA and did well.
yes.
So,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
but tomorrow is the
What's tomorrow?
grand finale,
And what's the grand
best of
finale?
variety day.
And best of variety. And so, do any of you guys have any dogs that are in the variety?
Yes, little baby Dean is going to be shown in Best of Breed at 15 months old. So fingers crossed that he walks on a leaf. He's a little spunky, so you never know.
What about you, Jay?
I might be showing my bitch. I'm going to see what she looks like groomed before I fully decide. But
Well, and it's also a very big environment, and you do right by your dogs. So we'll see. You're going to see how she looks and does. I think you should show her.
Yeah, I think
And like, even if you have an immature like dog, like my puppy's 15 months old. Okay, you
bip up around the ring. It's just fun.
He's a little baby, but I'm not here really to get a ribbon. I'm here for breeders to see him, and
That's great.
You showed him who's outside the
Yeah.
ring more than the judge.
Yeah.
There are only so many ribbons you can get, but there are breeders from all over the world, all over the country, that can see your dog and be like, hey, I want to look at your dog. I might want to breed to that. Or what does that come from? Because I want to breed to the father. So,
Cool. Or I want to buy a dog from that breeder because your dog's beautiful.
right.
So I have a question.
You might have an answer.
I have an answer. I think I know
You
your
guys don't.
I know
who
your question
does.
might be.
Well, I want to know, like, why did you guys get into poodles, and where did you get your first poodle from? Like, why? Why would you pick poodles? It's a lot of work.
It's a loaded question.
It's a lot of work.
It's a loaded
I'll
question.
go first because you got some like long answers.
I could get a quick answer. Do you want to come say hi?
Oh, you guys, hold on.
No.
You guys,
Wait, this is who finished Dean.
this is who finished baby
Just wait.
Dean.
Do you want
Just
me
wait.
Just
Wave.
Hi.
All right, come back. Sorry, Lindsay, we love you. She's like,
Oh, okay. So how I
Lindsay's a
got
handler. She's wonderful.
Yeah. Lindsay's the handler that I sent Dean out with because I didn't have time. I'm too busy. So
You know, grooming competitions running
between Jacob having him for a few weeks and Lindsay, he finished his championship like that. So that's why we're in best of breed instead of dogs. Dog day.
And something to say too, and we didn't mention, is best of variety or champions of records. Both sexes show on the same day. They don't split the sexes up for best of variety day. It's all the finished champions. So if anybody's watching, going, wait a minute, is there a sex day for them?
They're all together.
They all go in, and then winner's dog and winner's bitch also show.
They come in last,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Wow.
And it's all 3 varieties.
I have a question.
Yeah,
There's some people that don't understand what variety is.
that's what I was getting to.
Okay.
So poodles are one breed with 3 varieties. They're technically the same breed standard, other than size. That's it. It's 3 sizes, at least in the U.S.
The 2
Europe,
sizes are the varieties.
yeah. So toy, mini, standard. The cool thing about a specialty for the breed is the only time you will actually see the best of variety of toy, best of variety of mini, best of variety of standard actually compete for best of breed. So if you go to a regular dog show, you'll see our ribbon will say best of variety. It doesn't say the best of breed for us because technically there's 2 other varieties to your one, you know. So that's why it's kind of the grand finale, because they will take the best from each one and they'll go in the ring for the best in show, which is everybody. They also will do a best of opposite sex. So there could technically be only 2 in for opposite sex, because if you have a male win and you had 2 males and a female, well, the female's the opposite, technically, like it goes to,
Right.
Anyway. So that is what the varieties are. That help? That makes sense.
So back to what the question originally was.
Yeah, and back to how we got poodles.
There we go.
Sorry,
So, I will continue.
I'm
going
drinking
first.
caffeine. It's fine.
So for me, I was not gonna get a poodle. I traveled with a poodle handler. My Bichons are my breed, but I had a client in the grooming shop that was like, I can't sell my poodles, so I'm gonna throw out their faces and sell them as doodles because they can sell. And I was like, you can leave the bitch with me. And that's how I got my first standard.
Wow.
My minis are because of grooming competitions. The first one I got, Evan, he is from a breeder that I have known for years. And I asked to borrow him
Why did you pick a mini?
because standards are big.
You
Go
can
big or go home.
You can travel with a mini.
Minis are easier to travel with.
Minis are easier to travel.
And they're a very fun breed.
Yeah.
They're silly.
Yeah.
They're like Tyrion.
They're too much for me. Too much dog.
So yeah, then I got Evan and still have Evan, but then I got Dean to have another dog to compete with. And I said to the breeder, I said, hey, do you mind if I show him? He's like, sure, go ahead.
And now
I'm
you're here.
That's a cool story, though. What about you?
I got poodles because of grooming. I was a horse person before this, and I thought poodles look like Arabians, kind of.
Yeah.
The elegance of
I
them
would
is very
agree.
similar. And so I really wanted a poodle, so I got one. I got a party poodle first, actually.
What size?
Standard.
A standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've actually owned all 3 varieties. And then I got another standard after that, and then a toy. Then I've had minis and standards since.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I minis are my favorite breed, or variety in the breed.
Yes. What's your favorite color?
I don't really have a favorite color.
No?
I just want them to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Why?
Brown, black, blue, silver. I don't care.
Yeah.
Why are they your favorites?
The minis.
Yeah.
I like their spunkiness. Standards are a little more stoic. Minis are like the annoying little sister or little brother that's like, hey, come play with me. Hey, let's go do something. Or they can still also be the little couch potatoes once they get tired, but they're just very entertaining. They are the little circus dogs. So.
Yeah. Busy. They're busy. Yeah. At least the ones I've known.
So I kind of for grooming, but actually I got my first poodle for agility. I did not like poodles. I thought they were the dumbest dogs I had ever laid eyes on. Then I became a groomer. And I found all my favorite clients were poodles. And I remember I was grooming a silver standard poodle named Silver. And my boss said to me, "You're going to end up with one just like that." And I said, "You're insane." Well, hello, I'm now at PCA with 3 generations of silver standard poodles. I reached out to a local groomer who showed, bred, did the whole thing, wanted to get a corporate, worked for her. She hooked me up with Penny Hartney. She had pinafore poodles, and she gave me my first one. Well, technically I bought one, but I got my first one, Aria. And it was supposed to be my poodle to do performance, and she wanted a litter out of her. And I said, "Okay, what does that entail?" She goes, "Well, you have to finish her." And I said, "What does that mean?" And Julie said, "I'll help you." I said, "How hard could that be?" So we are here. And yeah, I don't think I would, there's no other breed.
Why did you think poodles were?
You know,
didn't
I
want a
think they're the
poodle?
best kept secret. I just,
What, like, was it just with the way they were groomed, or what they looked like, or how much?
I just
work?
don't think I was exposed to that many of them.
Uh-huh.
And the few that I had come around were just very with their people, very on their own, which, again, the standard says an air of distinction. Like, they love their people. You're buy me a drink first, some of them. And it was once I started working with them and meeting them, I just had never been exposed. I mean, I grew up in a barn, horses, all that stuff, and you know, we had shepherds, you had the Jack Russell, you had the
You
cat.
have a lot of commonality here.
And coming from horses, you know,
Yeah.
you see a moving poodle that is well bred, that can just float. You barely hear them hit the ground, and they're gorgeous. And you go, all right, that's pretty. But then it was, I think, the personalities. So once you got to really know them, and I don't want another breed. I toy with other breeds, but I can't do minis, so that's so much energy. I like my on-off switch, except for Willow.
No.
If it's silver, make me a silver one.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
would take
agree.
a silver one that
Maybe.
needs you like Dean needs me.
Have you met Gavin?
You had to snuggle Dean.
I had to force a snuggle on Dean. Dean is in love with Summer. He loves his mom. I used him in a grooming competition. She did warn me that she was leaving the hotel room to go get her other mini ready and said, "I don't know what he's going to do." He screamed for 30 straight minutes. And eventually I grabbed him and I hugged him and bear hugged him, and then he was like, "Okay, we're fine now.
We're friends. You bonded.
And that's why. I mean, I just love them. I love their personalities. I love the beauty of them. Aria, I look at sometimes the expression she gives you, and you're just like, you are like the sexiest thing alive.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
And Willow is maturing. She grew up a lot today, I think. And Gavin's a rock star.
Yeah.
And I get to watch breed tomorrow.
Yeah, how exciting. We're going to all be watching. And so I guess, you guys have anything else to add to?
Come to PCA.
Come to, yeah, absolutely. Come to PCA, enjoy it. It deserves, somebody who wants, or even maybe think they may want a poodle or a
You might end up wanting a poodle at the end.
Yeah.
Come on Friday.
Definitely Friday.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll try to get. I mean, we're gonna get footage
Every
tomorrow.
year,
It's just
When the standards walk in the ring, I get goosebumps.
I do
and I
too,
almost
right?
cry.
And they line up. Yeah, I know.
There was that one year we walked in, and it just somebody clapped to get their attention. I think someone thought they were clapping for them, so it turned into this whole standing ovation for all the standards. We all were crying because it was just
everybody.
How
was. It
many
was pretty
times you see
emotional.
like 100 Continentals standing beautifully?
100
presented?
Continentals. Think
Just-
about that.
I mean, some sets.
That's a lot.
But
That's
just-
a lot.
Gorgeous.
You just
Beautiful,
think about
beautiful.
all of
All the history and the generations
Oh, yeah.
and
It'd be really
everything.
cool
me
if
every
they
time.
did like all the toys in the front and
Yes.
and then the standards.
That would be cool.
But like you think of all the
That would be
generations and the work of breeders and the heartaches,
Well, the
everything.
Penny Harneys. The Penny Harneys.
60 years she
Yes.
breasts, and it's and I'm lucky enough to have the last of her cylinders, and I'm hopefully not messing it up. So far, so
I
good.
think not. I think not. Well, so I guess we'll wrap it up.
Jacob needs to go dry his mini.
Yeah. It's getting late, and we're glad you joined us. And thank you guys for being who you are. And they're Yves Saint Bernard ambassadors, and we're really, really lucky to have them. And I hope everybody gets a chance to come to PCA and meet these guys. And if you see them at a dog show, if you see them at a grooming competition, please stop them, ask them any questions. They're here. They're super, super willing to teach you. So if we don't teach our young, up-and-coming groomers and kids that all about grooming and all about dog shows and everything, we're not going to have dog shows. So it's important to kind of pass down the baton to people and teach them. And these guys are amazing. They're sweet. They're loving. They'll take you and say, "Hey, let's go, and I'll show you. You can help me, do some things." And that's how you learn. Just go to a dog show. Just do yourself a favor. If you haven't been, even if you're not interested in a dog, I think you should go.
Well, even this weekend, we had, Jacob had multiple entry-level people helping him. And
That's right, and they were the sweetest things, and you were amazing with them.
Yep.
I was like, that is what it's all about, right there.
And then Anna Lee.
Anna Lee.
was-
Anna Lee won her class.
Anna Lee,
David, I helped.
she helped her groom her dog. And
A lot of
what a
handling-
blast! We got
handling
video
lessons.
for you guys to see on the
it's
podcast,
adorable.
right?
And then I had David yesterday. I was helping him, and he went in and just rocked it. He got third in his class. Everyone's just doing well and just
And
having
these guys
fun.
are mentoring people,
Having
and
fun.
nobody knows that. They won't tell you it, but they do it all the time. They do it at every competition, at every dog
We
show. I
don't-
see them. They don't.
We
don't
have
take
our
credit.
BF, but we're really friendly. We don't bite that hard.
Just come up and talk to us. We'll say, hey, not right now. Come back a little later. Or
Yeah, they might be getting ready to go in the ring or something, but don't worry about it.
just come back later, and we'll be like, all right, what do you need help with?
Yep.
If we don't have the answer,
We'll find someone that
yeah,
does.
we'll find someone.
Because we're still learning too.
Bridget, who needed a mentor,
That's right.
and we were able to help her find a mentor
Yep.
in her area. So
Yeah, and that was this weekend. We didn't know her until she walked in today.
It's
Enjoy
Brittany.
Brittany, sorry.
Brittany.
No, that's fine.
Brittany, yeah, Brittany. She's locked in with somebody that's amazing. Not just anybody, but
As soon as we heard when she said the name, I was like,
yes. We were like,
I
wow,
forgot.
wow. I get goosebumps just talking
It's
about
overwhelming. So sometimes getting the
Yes.
information out of your brain
it.
takes a minute.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff here.
But thanks for joining us, and tune in to these guys.
I'm not showing tomorrow, so I'll be getting footage.
But you'll be able to see some of the footage if you tune into the podcast.
Yep.
Right? And what's the name of the podcast,
The
guys?
For Real podcast.
Absolutely. So come join us. And if you get a chance, come to PCA next year. We'll see you then.
See you then.
Bye, guys.